Welcome to the Neurodivergent Experience podcast, a podcast where we share the lived experiences of neurodivergent people to help create a better understanding for our community.
Join us every week as we bring you honest, raw, and inspiring conversations with specialists, advocates, and individuals who know exactly what it's like to live the neurodivergent experience.
I'm Jordan James, a neurodivergent specialist, father of neurodivergent children, husband to a neurodivergent wife, and author of The Autistic Experience, and I'm joined by my best friend.
I'm Simon Scott. I'm an autistic ADHD broadcaster, actor, and advocate. Join us as we journey into unraveling the neurodivergent experience.
Hello, and welcome back to the Neurodivergent Experience with me, Jordan James, and my best buddy.
It's me, Simon Scott. Hello. It always throws me when you do that. And I like, and the masking part of my brain goes, this is when you talk, Simon.
We're very professional.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. Yeah, 57,000 listens. And we still have no idea what we're doing.
No, not a clue.
Yeah, but you know, we're gonna try our best. We're gonna try our best. So thank you so much for coming back. And if this is your first time, hello, and what a freaking cool episode we have. But first, what did you do this week?
Oh, what did I do this week? Well, I think I've just done the first of many. You know how you like basketball hoodies and T-shirts and things like that? Yeah, you do.
No.
Why are you lying?
I'm wearing one right now.
He's literally wearing one right now. And I was on a website the other day for a band that I like, and they had a hoodie in the sale, and I bought it. I actually just went, fuck it, I'm buying that, which is a rarity for me. But now I've done the terrible thing of there's another hoodie on another website that I like, and I've gone, oh no, I think I might have started something. So, yeah, watch this space. And then, obviously, if you're catching up with me as a person, I'm a Liverpool fan, and it was the parade on Monday, and obviously went to that, and it was incredible, and there was also some nasty shit that went down, but we're going to be talking about that in tomorrow's Hot Topic, so I shall save that for then. So what about you, my friend? How has your week been?
Oh, I bought some basketball T-shirts. They were cool, nice. Oversized ones. I bought some the other week, and I was like, oh, I really like these. So I just kitted out my entire wardrobe with oversized.
I'm really, really pleased that you've got on the oversized. Like, because I remember we had the chat about it, and you were like, oversized? Really? Why don't you just get a T-shirt that fits?
No, because they're medium, which I'm a medium.
Yeah.
But they're longer. So, and they're just like slightly baggier. They're really cool, and Sylvia loves them.
That's
because
great.
She said they make me look big, like I am, you know, going to the gym and muscly, but they don't but without making me look fat. Because because I used to be very overweight, I have a phobia of looking fat. So I'm always worried and very, no. But when you're fat for a long time, you kind of just feel fat all the time. So I'm very fit, very healthy. I'm not as skinny as I used to be or slim as I used to be because I'm looking after my mental health as well as my physical health, and I can't do as much in the gym because of my back. And also, I like cake, so I will eat it. So I'm really a really good balance. I'm 13.5 stone, 5'10". I'm in a really good balance. But yeah, it's very cool. I get to wear these T-shirts, and they make me look big in all the right places without making me, feel self-conscious about looking fat. Sylvia loves them, and if Sylvia loves it and I love it, well, then it's just match made in heaven.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm just very, very excited, because if you're listening to this now, this is Thursday, the 5th of June, and the Switch 2 came out today. But as of recording, I've still got to wait 6 days.
Yeah. So you're listening to this. Just know, as you're listening to this, he
I
has
am
disappeared.
Mario Karting.
He has disappeared. Don't speak to him for, this may be the last time you ever hear from him.
Yeah, that'd be it. I'll quit my job, and I'll just go and live in a hut, and just as long as it's got somewhere I can plug my
decent
Switch 2
Wi-Fi.
into decent Wi-Fi. Yeah,
yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it for you, to be honest, because like out of all of the things that we talk about, games is your thing, baby. Like you love it so much, and I love seeing you talk about games as well. Like you just like come alive.
I just get so excited. Yeah. It's the thing that's been in my life from very young to now very, very, very old. Geriatric almost.
Sage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was there when they were in black and white, you know. Do you remember Pong? Were you there?
I played Pong. Yeah. But we'll get on to that. We'll get on to that. Right. And it's just it's one of the constants that has been in my life where I've actually had joy. So no matter what was going on in my life, no matter the terrible things, it's the one constant that's given me joy that I've always had access to. And I'm definitely not alone in this. I think video games and gaming in general, I think is a big part of neurodivergence. I think it's an escapism. And I think that it's necessary for us to be able to escape every now and again. And it certainly is the thing that I enjoy the most to escape to. But also, I love the camaraderie and the socializing that you can also do. So for me, video games can be completely isolating where I can just shut everyone and everything out and become, I don't know, like a space marine or a knight or something cool like that, to the point where I can sit around video games, playing with my family, laughing our asses off, playing Mario Party, stealing all of Sylvia's stars because it's just hilarious seeing her get so upset playing Mario Party.
No, I got the silent. Do you know, one of the only times that Karis has ever truly given me the silent treatment was when I nicked a star off of her. And she was like, you had two other computers to choose from. Why have you picked me? And I was like,
because it's funny.
I don't know. It's just funny and it's the game. And she went, well, I don't find it funny. And then she was sat there like on her phone, and every time she like looked over her phone, I swore like they just like her eyes were just slightly a little bit redder than they were, just like.
Mario Party has destroyed more marriages than Monopoly, and that's
this is
something.
why we don't play Super Smash Brawl. I was like, I like my family unit.
So yeah, like why are video games important to you? Like why are you excited to talk about them?
Well, like you say, there's so many different things, and especially learning who I am as a person, as a neurodivergent person, and my traits and just sort of who I am, really. Games is so really interwoven. It's like I've always kind of struggled with social connection. I love people. I love being around people, but only for a certain amount of time. But gaming online takes away the things that I struggle with, which is like constant, like face-to-face communication and eye contact and knowing when to jump in and not jump in, or when I'm talking too much, and like all these things that like just interacting with neurotypicals can kind of mess with me. It just does. But when I've got a game and I've got a headset on and I'm hyper-focused on a game and there's just a voice in my ear, I can really unmask and just be me. Like I had a period of time a couple of years ago where I was on my own a lot. I was quite isolated. And I used to play online games and just play with strangers. And there are loads of Americans that know me as Cisco, have absolutely no idea that my name's Simon Scott, that I'm even English, because I used to be on the keyboard. And it was just really cool knowing that I could finish work. And even when at the time I didn't have a girlfriend, I didn't really have like a lot of friends in Manchester, I knew that I could jump on and just kind of get a bit of social interaction from people, even though it was just a keyboard and a screen. And it was nice, like playing a hero character, because I didn't feel like a hero. I kind of felt like I sucked as a person. And then like playing a character that was going out and doing good deeds for people. I was playing The Witcher 3 when I was feeling really down. Yeah. And kind of just being a hero character and helping people and saving people in this world. Like I rescued somebody from a vampire. And then they were like, oh, do you want to sit down and play games with us? And I actually was like, do you know what? I would quite like that NPC game code. Thank you very much. And sat down and played a card game for half an hour and felt really good after a really shitty day, even though I was just on my own. And that's something that I kind of like so love about video games. And it's not just that as well. Like, I've seen videos online of like people at Comic Cons or like game cons, and there's a band playing the music from Sonic 2, and the room is electric. Like everybody's singing along and like really in the moment and loving it. And like my partner Karis never really been into video games other than like Animal Crossing. And she's playing Dreamlight Valley, which is like a Disney sort of Sims build a village. Yeah. And she loves it, and she feels so chill after she plays it. And it's just sort of like this ability to just kind of leave your life at the door. Like when we've been buying the house and changing jobs, and I had a job previously at this bar that there was like people that I was struggling with working with because I just didn't like them and they didn't like me, and you've kind of just got to make it work. And to come home and then just shoot something for a little bit means that I'm not going to take that out on somebody else. And it kind of just gives me a buffer. You know, it helps me navigate life and just sort of like regulate.
It's definitely like, it feels very similar to the music thing with like there's different types of video games, different genres, different
absolutely.
Machines. You know, we'll have different types of games, like with the Switch, with the more sort of family-based games, with the PlayStation, Xbox, you sort of more AAA games. And there's always a game that will be able to match our moods to be like, do you know what? I just want to chill out and relax and just walk around. And it's like there's so many games where you can just do that. And then like, I want to, you know, be able to just turn something on in my brain because I'm feeling a bit foggy, and you just go, okay, I want to go and play a nice puzzle game. Or, you know, I'm feeling a bit jittery and like hyperactive, and it's like I can play a platformer and then just jump around. And, you know, or I'm feeling upset and angry and I can just play Gears of War and just chainsaw shit.
Do you feel like games give you skills as well? Because like I've started this new job, right?
100%.
Organising, getting things in line in a diary have not been my strong points. Like my creativity, my long-term vision, my ability to like do pattern recognition and build things is what I'm good at. You know, organising it and making it happen hasn't always been my strong suit. Genuinely, that's now part of my new job at the Autistic Culture Podcast and everything that I do, you know, off of that branch. I need to be a bit more organised and get my life in tune. And I've been playing, I didn't even kind of realise I was doing this until we talked about it, but I've been playing this game called Schedule 1, and it's so daft and so silly. And it's basically, you're just a drug dealer going around a town, but you make really weird concoctions. So it's like Breaking Bad.
For the third time.
It's ridiculous. I love it, though. It's so fun. It's so fun.
I get it.
But I've got to be organised in that game and get things timed and it work. And it's actually helped me translate it into my
You're
job.
Training to be a drug dealer. Moves to Merseyside, trains to be a drug dealer.
Do you want some hees? No, dude, I absolutely love that. Every time I walk into a shop, someone is like, now then, lads, how are we? I'll just, I love it. It's great.
I'll be like, I'm very, anyway.
But anyway, long story short, I keep going on about this game because it's actually helping me develop some skills.
Yeah,
in that
100%.
I'm going, that's helping with my like time management, and going, that needs to happen there. And it's helping me like translate in life.
Yeah.
Even though it's a dumb game, it's great escapism. So after all of that, I've got to ask Jordan, what was the first video game you fell in love with?
Oh, mate. Mario Brothers.
Oh, like the OG Mario Brothers.
On the NES. So I had an Atari and I had Commodore 64 because my dad was an IT manager for BT, and like, you know, he was pretty well off.
That's when it was like a public thing. So you had like good healthcare and pensions and things like that.
But he was really into PCs, and, you know, I think he delighted in the fact that video games was something that he and I could bond over. He never played them with me, by the way, but I think it was nice that he thought, oh yeah, you know, games, machines and things like that. He just loved technology. He was always into technology. And obviously the NES was like, got to get a NES. Do you know what I mean? Like it was the coolest thing. Because it was basically, you know, it was the one step up from like Commodore 64 and Atari and stuff. And yeah, just just that opening sequence in Mario where it's just Mario who just looks like a giant compared to nowadays Mario. Just like this square thing. And the first thing he comes across is a Goomba. That's Mario for me, is Mario versus the Goomba, which is why I love the Goombas. Like, I love Goombas. That's why I've got a Goomba, on my microphone. But yeah, and that was just getting lost in a different world and just hyper focusing on it and figuring out all the secrets in Mario, because I know the Sonic came out after, but the thing about Sonics was they were all about speed and, they were super fun. I love the Sonic games, but I liked Mario because it was more of an exploration. You could explore different places and you could find different secrets and shortcuts.
Oh, you find a pipe and suddenly you're in a totally different map and everything.
Yeah, figuring that stuff out was so fun. Plus, I'm really good at video games.
You are. It's freakish how good you are.
And it really made me feel good that I was really good at something. And it was probably the first time I actually felt like I'm talented. And I remember watching a movie. I cannot remember what the freaking name of the movie is now, but it was a movie about a little kid whose older brother takes him to this video game competition. And it's basically like playing Mario. Like, that's the competition. I've watched it recently. And by the way, the little kid is 100% autistic. Like, I think he was always supposed to be an autistic kid. Like, it was around about the time that Rain Man came out and stuff like that. And I think he's just an autistic kid, but they don't talk about him as an autistic kid. But yeah, but he's going around and he's doing all these, he's in the competition and he's winning the competition because he's finding all the different secrets and stuff. And I was so chuffed when I watched this as a kid because I was like, yeah, I already knew that. Yeah, I knew about that. Yeah, I already found that shortcut. Yeah,
so
that,
you
that
felt like
easy.
a bit of camaraderie just by watching this film, right?
No, I felt like I should be entering competitions.
Oh, right, yeah,
sure.
I mean,
I'm so good. I could probably win competitions. And just putting it out there, Tekken 2 champion, Live 97, Birmingham. And I beat one of the creators of the game. And I'm a bit of a motherfucker.
When it comes to Tekken, I just use button mash for Tekken.
I'm really good at Tekken. Like, no one wants to play me. I get Law or Harang or Brian, and everyone's like, "Can you be someone else?" And I'm like, "I can beat anyone."
Oh, I've got to ask you that though, dude. If you when you're so good at video games, it must be a bit frustrating when people don't want to play them with you. Because I love playing Mario Kart with you, but after a while I get bored of being second. I can't lie.
No one really wants to play. Like, there are some video games that I used to be really good at, but then I'm probably still really good at them, but my son got better than me at them. One of them is FIFA.
Yeah.
I was so good at FIFA. Like, I'd go online and you could not beat me. I was so good at FIFA. But then they changed FIFA.
Yes,
they made it more realistic. And I'm like, I didn't need that. If I wanted realism, I'd go and play football. Like, and suck at that in real life. But yeah, my son just, oh my God, he just played it all the time. I mean, nowadays he'd kick my ass because I never play it. But it's like anything. If you practice enough at something, you'll get really, really good at it. But sometimes it just depends on the genre. Like, I love first-person shooters and I'm really good at them. But online, I'm not that great at first-person shooters, but I kill at third-person shooters.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, but yeah. Anyway, what about you? What was the game that made you first go, oh, video games? Oh, yes, please.
So I vividly remember my cousin Laura getting a Nintendo 64. And I remember going round to hers and I had gotten a Game Boy for my birthday, and her birthday's like a couple of weeks after mine. So I'd gotten a Game Boy Color and it was lime green, and the only game that I got for it was Pokemon Yellow. And me being me, classic me, asked for a present, got it, then didn't really use it. And I remember going around to my cousins and she was like, oh, look, I'll show you this. And she took my cartridge out of my Game Boy and plugged it into the back of the controller. And then my Pokemon appeared on the game.
Oh, Nintendo have always had the coolest shit.
Right, they always seem to get it. So I vividly remember
cool stuff like that.
So I remember battling with my really low-level Pikachu against my cousin's awesome Pokemon. And then she also had Star Fox, she had Super Mario 64, and she had Mario Kart. And I remember not even really playing, just watching her play and being like obsessed with like the colors and the visuals and the gameplay. And I've spent all summer just glued to my Game Boy, just playing Pokemon Yellow. And then I had Pokemon Red and Blue, completed both of those. And then I remember it moved to like Silver and Gold. And I just always liked Pokemon. And then I got a PlayStation 2 for Christmas. And the first couple of games that came with it were FIFA 2001, I think. It had Paul Scholes on the front cover. And I didn't realize they brought out new FIFAs every year because I had that FIFA for like 4 years. And everyone else was playing
That's
like
fine.
new ones.
5 years later, it's still the same fucking FIFA.
It's basically the same game, right? And I also had like an Olympics game on it that was called Track and Field. And me and my dad like used to play that. But the first game I properly fell in love with was Spyro.
Oh, I love Spyro.
I loved the Spyro games. It was the first video game I ever completed. I remember there used to be a video store in Armthorpe in Doncaster called the Apollo. And I can see it now. It had like big blue neon lights and like a pink, like the words Apollo were in pink. And I used to get so excited about going there on a Friday night. And I remember my dad got me Spyro 2 for the PlayStation 2 and we rented it. Do you remember that, ladies and gentlemen, when you used to rent video games?
Yeah, I remember that.
But it was before I had a memory card. So I had my PlayStation on for 3 days.
Yep.
Because I couldn't save the fucking game. But I completed Spyro 2 in a weekend and it was the first video game I ever completed. And like the feeling of accomplishment that you get from completing a video game for the first time. I just kind of fell in love with it. But the games that I've played consistently was FIFA. Like I had FIFA 2001 right up until 2018. And I stopped playing it by choice because I was spending far too much money on it because it was becoming pay to win. And it's basically just like legalized gambling for kids. You're just buying packs after packs and trade markets and stuff. So it helped with the stock economy. But not necessarily my mental health because I used to get wound up by it. I used to get meltdowns from it, which is why I just stopped playing it. But I was really good at it, dude. I was like a Division 1 player and I loved playing it, man.
Have you seen the video of the kid that like pokes up on FIFA and he throws his PlayStation out the window?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, dude.
That's a meltdown. Look, I watched this thing the other day where somebody was watching videos like that of people getting angry at video games and they were like, oh, I hate people like that. It's so pathetic. And it's like, oh, just go and have a chill pill. I'm like, you don't understand meltdowns. Like, that's such an ableist attitude. It's like, yeah, it looks from the outside. And yeah, obviously there are people that just lose their temper and they need to chill the fuck out. But also a meltdown is a completely different thing. It just looks the same. And I just think that we shouldn't judge so quickly when someone has a meltdown.
Oh, dude, I have a buddy who I used to live with at uni, and under his desk there used to be like a hole in the drywall from where he used to visibly like kick the wall when he used to play FIFA and stuff.
I've crushed controllers with my bare hands. I've literally torn a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, I did the same thing with a friend. I snapped it.
Yeah, that's why I started going buying pro controllers. Because one, they're sturdier, and two, like I have that thing where I start doing it and go, oh no, this is like £180, and then I let go.
Good deterrent, absolutely.
It's not 40 quid, which is still a lot of money, but it's 180 quid. Like, this is a lot of frigging money. I'm not gonna break this one.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So should we take a little break, dude? And I think when we come back, we should probably talk about like our comfort games and games that we keep coming back to and ones that we're playing now. How's that sound?
Cool.
Awesome. We'll be right back after words from our lucrative sponsor. This episode of the Neurodivergent Experience is brought to you by RTN Mental Health Solutions. With up to a 5-year waiting list for autism and ADHD assessments via the NHS, and that's even if you get a referral from your GP, getting an assessment in the UK has never been harder. So if you're like me and can't wait anymore, going private may be the best option for you. RTN offers online assessments for kids aged 6 right up to adults. To make it more accessible, RTN can offer payment plans up to 5 months. You can access their remote services from the comfort of your home anywhere in the UK, and RTN offers group and one-to-one counselling, a private route to access ADHD medication following the assessment, and will even fight for you if your GP doesn't accept the results. So if you live in the UK and can't wait to get an assessment, go to www.rtnmentalhealthsolutions.com and use the discount code RTN23, making it even more affordable for all of our listeners to get an autism and ADHD assessment.
And welcome back again to the Neurodivergent Experience. We are talking about video games and the importance of them for us, particularly as neurodivergent individuals. So, is there any particular game that you just like? I'm just going to keep going back to that. I know you mentioned FIFA. I'm the same. I was until I sort of got fed up with FIFA and the way that it changed. I think FIFA was probably one of my most played games. That and every Mario Kart ever, just from day one. But like, what sort of games do you sort of really, really enjoy going back to?
Do you know, I had a period where I would go back to like Call of Duties a lot. And it wasn't necessarily like Call of Duties. I just like shooters. So like, there's a particular game that's out in the sphere at the moment, which is an awesome community game called Helldivers 2. And that is a game I have pumped for about 500 hours into now. And I keep coming back to it. It's like, I'll put it down for about a month, maybe 2 months. And then I'll see a YouTuber playing it, or I'll see an Instagram reel where it's like, one of our planets is under attack, we need you. And I go, I'll be right there. And I just come on the game and I pick it up. But it's also one of those games that I'm really high level at and really good at. And I've got a lot of friend requests on it. And I'm in a lot of clans. So like, I feel like there's a bit of a community that I jump back into with that one. But I also really like, what's the term for it? Is it like RPGs? Like Witcher? Like games like that where there's just like this huge world.
Yeah.
And I like with Witcher 3, I didn't play it for like a year. And then one day it was like snowing outside and I just thought, maybe I'll just play The Witcher for a bit. And I just smashed it for like a week and haven't picked it up again. And even talking about it now, I'm a little bit like, maybe I'll play The Witcher tonight. And it's just like that world. And I love the sort of like gameplay dynamics, like any games that have got like a great parry. Do you know what I mean? Like when something's coming at you and it flashes like boom, and then there's like a really cool like
I've been experiencing
Doom,
that
dude. Like when you're bouncing between stuff like Space Marines 2, where you just feel like an absolute unit, and there's all these things coming at you, and you're just like, I'm parry and block. And once you get like a sort of like with video games, I'm pretty sure maybe this is an ND thing. I don't know. It's the hyper focus. But I almost feel like my brain and my body just become so in sync and I can do these crazy things on a controller without even thinking. It's just like muscle memory reaction. And I love playing games where I just feel like the controller's just an extension of my brain. And I can do all of these like parries and moves and little things. And that's what I like about like Helldivers, because it's third person. So when you're shooting, you're seeing like your whole environment around you and you're seeing things like come in and blow up, and it's so cinematic. So for me, escapism games with big worlds that I keep like returning to, of just being like, oh, what have I missed this time, or what rock did I not look under last time? They're the games that I like keep coming back to, big world builders. What about you, man?
Well, I mean, I'm a busy guy. I mean, I've got a lot going on, but also having kids as well. And I want a game because obviously I've got a lot of anger issues. I'm working on them. I'm doing really well. But I think it's just Doom, dude. Like the amount of hours as a kid when I first discovered Doom as a kid, and you just rip and tear, dude. Rip and tear. Very basic storyline, multiple enemies, just shoot the shit out of everything you see. You know, you don't have to go and like side quests and talk to this person or make that potion. Stuff I love doing, and I love having the escapism of all of that. But with my mental health issues, especially if I'm ready for a meltdown or I've had a bad day, and I'm just feeling like, oh my God, I want to cry, but at the same time, I want to punch a wall. And I'm like, I'm just going to blow shit up. I'm going to kill some motherfuckers. And there's no better game that just focuses on killing shit more than Doom.
And the soundtrack as well, dude,
and
does something to you. Like, you're logging in on Doom and it's like boom, boom, boom. It just reminds me of in The Simpsons when he's like, oh, Thrill House, and I've only just put in my name, and he's like, all his hair's like blowing, like, wow! Like, that's what Doom makes me feel like. And I remember the first time I played Doom in like 2016, and I was having a shit time, dude. I was like really.
I'm currently back to that now.
But bro, man, I remember coming back from uni during my master's degree, and like the person I was with at the time, we'd have a lot of arguments and stuff. And I remember going back to my little flat and just putting headphones on and playing Doom, and almost feeling like my whole body just completely just relax. And there's something about the music. I don't know whether it's like the hertz that it's in or the bum, 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 bum. It's just like really stimulating. Like, it's so like such a regulating game. And when you're like ripping and tearing and bouncing between stuff and all the like the kill animations that come in when you're like just like chainsawing through stuff. It's almost like being in like a, what do they call those rooms where you just blow shit up with like hammers and stuff? It's like,
yeah, like, no, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
100%. It is just a release of all sorts of emotions. It's like, and when I was a kid, it was also the first game that I ever played that was multiplayer. So we all sat in a room playing Doom 2 at school in the computer room. And it was the first time I'd ever really experienced, you know, like it was the first time, because obviously you could, you know, there's sort of multiplayer you could play on the same screen and stuff like that, which was really cool. But it was the first time where I'd actually played a game with like more than 4 people. And we were all just versing each other. And then I was fucking so good. I killed everyone. And at school, I got bullied a lot. I was like, you know, picked on and shit. And suddenly I was like the king of Doom 2. And they were like, oh, you know, you see what he's, you know, don't let him play. And that was that. Like literally, Then they started playing without me, which was another thing that I got ostracized from. As soon as I'm good at something, it's like when I was really good at basketball, no kid wanted to play basketball with me. They'd all play basketball by themselves and they wouldn't let me join in. That was my childhood. Man, it sucked.
I had that with FIFA at one point.
But so the original Doom 2, and then Doom 3 when it went horror. And a lot of people give Doom 3 a lot of shit because it's so removed from what people thought Doom 3 should have been. But I really enjoy it. And you're not Doom guy. You're an average Space Marine. But I think that sort of horror element to Doom as well, I will go back and play that game regularly. And like, and the other one that's almost identical to it, and I really, really wish that id and Bethesda would do a modern day version of it, and that's Quake.
I was going to say, dude, Quake 4.
Quake 4.
Oh,
do you know what upsets me about Quake 4?
Dude.
I bought Quake 4, the 360 version, and it should be backwards compatible for my Xbox. It should be able to play those games. There are very, very few games that are not backwards compatible. That's one of them. And it crushes me. So I've been playing Quake 1, Quake 2, the remasters and all the extras. I've got them on my Switch, on the go. I've got them on the Xbox because they came with Game Pass. I've completed them multiple times. The same. I mean, I must have.
Why have they never made a movie of Quake? Like the
stories. Because they made a movie of Doom, and they decided to use the worst Doom. Even though I still love it, it's still the worst Doom.
Yeah.
But that's like saying it's the worst cake. It's still cake, and you still eat it, and it still tastes good.
But there's other cakes you would have had. Yeah.
My God, a Doom movie would have been so freaking awesome. Also, in the Doom movie, they have Rock as the bad guy. Rock should have been the freaking Doom guy.
Yeah.
Doom guy is like, if they ever make Doom again, they've got to make The Rock. He should be Doom guy. Like, he's oh my God. I absolutely love that idea. And the protagonist, he barely talks. He grunts. Like, there's an option on the new one where you can turn grunting off. And I'm like, why would you do that? He grunts. It's the best thing about him.
What an ND icon he is. He grunts, he collects little toys, and he rips
Oh
and
my
tears.
God. Do you know who would actually be better? I know that he'd need to hench up a lot more. Is only because most of what he does is grunting anyway. It's Tom Hardy.
I was going to say Tom Hardy would be
Tom Hardy.
Could you imagine him
doing
doing like one of his like monologues as Doom guy? The thing with you, yeah? The thing with you, demon? Like, I could see it. But you know, when you were talking about like Quake, though, do you know how I got into Quake 4? Because I know nobody that played it. Quake used to be the advertisement that used to sponsor Stargate SG-1 on Sky when I was younger. And I used to love Stargate, and I vividly remember all the Quake adverts being on Stargate, and that's what got me into that game. But dude, I mean, what are the other sort of like genres of games that you like? Because I love shooters, but then I like card games. Like, there was a Yu-Gi-Oh card game that I played for hours and hours on the computer, and I had it on Game Boy as well. And I like platformers. Like, what sort of genres of games do you think are like very sort of like ND friendly sort of games?
I think world building games. I mean, I tell you what, I loved Lego as a kid.
Oh, Lego Star Wars, bro. What a game.
But I'll be honest, never really I played every Lego game, especially Lord of the Rings Lego game. That was fun, right? And the Indiana Jones ones. I played them all with my kids. In fact, it was the thing that Sophie and we would literally play together. And one of our favourite ones was the Batman ones, because
the Batman
I'll be
one was
Batman,
insane,
she'd be Robin.
Dude. I loved that game.
But to me, they're too kiddie. So they were perfect to play with Sophie because she was a little kid and she was getting into video games, and they were literally perfect because you can't really die in them. And you just kind of explode, and then you sort of build yourself back together, and you go and collect more coins.
And just burst into like coins. Yeah.
So yeah, I absolutely loved them. But like the idea of building things, like I know they had that Mario Maker, and obviously you've got Minecraft, which we'll get onto in a second. Yeah. I have a lot of creativity. I mean, just look at my photography.
Yeah.
I have creativity, but I have hands-on creativity. So I could build really, really cool shit with my hands with Lego, like really cool shit. But that creativity, for some reason, just doesn't work in a video game world. So when it came to Minecraft, I was like, whoa, this looks really funky. You know, it's an old school looking game, which, you know, appeals to my nostalgia side. You know, it's survival horror almost, which also sounds like a lot of fun. And you've got to build, and you've got to craft, and you've got to Minecraft. And I was like, and the kids loved it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to play with my kids, because I'd do anything to do anything with my kids. Like, oh, they want to spend time with me. Like, yay. Like the opposite to my childhood was when, Daddy, will you? Oh, okay. Mommy,
yeah.
So the idea that I could spend time with my kids doing anything fun was just like absolutely, you know, addictive to me. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get into Minecraft. I couldn't do it. Like I just didn't enjoy it. And it's great. And I saw the things that people were building, and I was like, wow, that's incredible. And then every time I saw someone building something incredible, I'd be like, okay, now I'm going to get back into this. I'm going to do this again. Maybe I wasn't in the right mood at the time. And I'd get back into Minecraft, and I'd even went as far as buying like the DLCs and like the different worlds, and like Candyland world, and just spend a bit of money on it just to sort of make myself more interested in it. And God damn, I just lost interest so quickly. I was like, because I can't see it in front of me, and it's in a video game world where you have to navigate a little character, and you have to look around here and you have to look around there. Do you know what? I wonder, like, and I don't know if this is a thing, but if Minecraft was like in VR, and I was in the world, building stuff with my hands, that's the Minecraft that I'd play. I'd play Minecraft VR.
Yeah.
But there's something about it in like a 2D scenario where I just can't get my head around it. But as soon as I played that, I was like, and my kids love Minecraft.
Yeah, see, Minecraft, I kind of missed the boat with it. It's like, there's people that have played it for like 10 plus years, right? They've grown with the game. And I think like people that grow with games are the top echelon of players. And I got invited to like a little bit of a Minecraft thing because a buddy of mine who I hang out with occasionally, he was like, oh, me and my friend, we've got like a creative world on Minecraft. You should totally come join us. I was a fucking liability, dude. I messed up their games so much because I was trying to learn the controls and they were like, oh, here's how you make this, blah, 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 and done. And there's me there going, I made a rock. Like, I just felt so
being
incompetent.
Being the noob sucks.
I felt like such a noob to the point of I just felt like a liability to the point of I just stopped playing it. Like, I can see why people love Minecraft. I really enjoyed playing it once I played it like on my own for a bit. But there was just other games that were giving me something that it didn't quite give me.
You're that person in a 4-ball who's like only ever been on a driving range.
Yeah.
That's
a really good way of
like
putting
they
it in
know
my brain.
how to play golf, but they've never played it on an actual golf course, having to swap between clubs, having to look at distance. So they can hit a ball in a dead straight line over and over again. But can you chip onto a green? Can you make a putt? Like, was that it? And they're like, yeah, I can play golf. And then they come out actually golfing and they just suck. And all the other three of you are like competent golfers and you've just got to put up with this person who sucks. And yeah, that's not fun at all.
It's like going go-karting with people that can drive and then your one friend who can't. It's just like, oh, bless him. That was me with Mario Kart. It really was. So I've got to ask, dude, because I do this and I've only just sort of realized I do it. Do you stim while you game?
I can't not stim when I game. And it's that twiddly thumb thing, which is really frustrating because that's what I'm using is my thumbs.
Yeah.
So the amount of times, obviously no one's watching this, but like my thumb will just move by itself. Like, you know, that weird hand in the horror film that just goes off and does its own thing.
Oh, dude, my hands are a bit like, I get like monkey paws where my fingers just like close on themselves and I have to like go through a weird sort of like routine with my hands before I can feel normal again.
It's the Ash Evil Dead hand that he has to cut off because it's possessed by itself. And it's my left hand, which is my forward and backwards moving
like
around
hand, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, and it's difficult. But the thing is that it doesn't make me worse at video games, but it makes my reactions worse in first person shooters. So I can play first person shooters on hard in story mode, right? So I can kick ass on Doom, right? But that stimming usually starts when I get nervous. And what happens when you go online and you're against actual people and you want to try and impress people and somehow you get, and then my nerves kick in, my anxiety kicks in, and straight away that stim happens. And that's why I don't suck because I still kick ass, but I'm not as good as I'd like to be at first person shooters online. But like if I'm playing against bots, and I know that's very, very different, but on like Call of Duty, I put them on like the hardest level. So they could basically shoot you through about 10 different walls. Yeah. I'm really good. Like I'm really good at that game. And if I'm not nervous, I can absolutely kick ass on first person shooters. But then as soon as I get nervous or as soon as that anxiety, as soon as my heart rate goes up, there goes the thumb. And it makes me look left when I want to look right. That's the sort of shit that it does.
I hate that so much.
And it's in the reactive timing, you can't be doing that.
Now, that's always the thing that fucked with my head with like online Call of Duty is I'd be like, why do you have reaction times and why is your dude bouncing around? How are you finding the crosshairs on me so quickly?
Bunny hopping is the worst thing they ever did to Call of Duty. My son does it constantly. He's just jumping. I'm like, you do
I
know.
I got motion sickness from watching
Humans
it.
don't do that. Kangaroos do that. You're playing Call of Duty as a fucking kangaroo.
Oh, don't play Fortnite. It'll mess with your head.
I hate that that's what they put into that video game, because before they had it, it was so much better. I was better at it. But then you've got all these young kids who are just bouncing around everywhere. And I'm like, I can't shoot you. I'm not used to this. I haven't played this enough, because I stopped playing online gaming a long time ago when I got addicted to Gears of War, and like it nearly ruined my freaking marriage. But yeah, it's online gaming is not really for me. I get too competitive. I get too upset when I'm not good. I punish myself. I end up like self-hating, even self-hurting at times, where I literally bite myself because I'm so upset, because I know I'm really good. But as soon as that anxiety kicks in, as soon as that nerves kick in, I'm shit. And it happens with sports people, it happens with singers, it happens with everyone. When you're under pressure...
They call it stage fright. It sucks.
100%. Yeah. Well, as soon as you're under pressure...
Awful.
Suddenly something you're really, really good at, you just suck at, and you get so angry with yourself. And I just think, do you know what? That's not what I want from my video game. That's not what I want.
That's why I stopped playing competitively, dude. I used to play FIFA like in the top divisions, and I'd literally get in games and I'd see like the game mechanic do something weird. And I used to have such bad bruises on my legs, dude, from hitting myself. I just thump my fist on my thigh. I've had dead legs before. But you know, it's funny you were talking about controllers, because I'm I've got like double double jointed? I can't remember what they call it. Essentially, I've got hyperextension in my hands, and so like my fingers can like cross over, and like I can really compress my hands. I've got a really weird way of holding a controller, and everybody's always commented on it, and it's always made me feel quite self-conscious. But I claw grip it, so you can't see this at home, but I'll try and explain it to you. So like when you hold a controller, you kind of put your left thumb like there, right? You know, I don't. I do this.
Oh, that's weird. So you pinch.
I have a pincer
You're
grip.
pinching the. What he's doing, ladies and gentlemen, is he's pinching the joystick on the left side. So rather than resting his thumb on it, he's pincering it between his two fingers, and then using his top finger. That's weird.
Do you want to know what gets even weirder, dude?
Oh, he's doing it on the other side now.
And I use, rather than using my index finger as the bumpers,
it looks like you're tweaking nipples. Like,
hey, yeah, whatever works for you.
The controller's nipples are being tweaked.
Genuinely how I used to hold a controller, and I've had to teach myself not to. It's like I masked myself into holding a controller differently.
Did you ever like play games so much? And this for me was like FIFA mostly, where you literally gave yourself blisters on your thumbs.
Oh, dude, I literally cut my thumb open at work cutting some fruit about 3 months ago, and I was playing Helldivers on a really key mission on a high difficulty. I had people invite me to the mission being like, yo, Cisco, we need some help. I was like, I'm on my way, bro. And my controller was covered in blood because I was literally like gripping it so tight I'd reopened this cut on my thumb. And it hurt, and I knew it hurt, and I was just like, I'm in the zone.
Oh, I have it now where my left thumb is, I lost most of the feeling in it because the skin is so thick, and I literally just call it video game thumb, where it's just like, it's calloused. Like my right one, not so much, because it's the left one that I dig down on, because that's your aiming one.
I damage a lot of controllers on the left trigger by pushing it down too hard, and I literally like create stick drift because it's just forcibly always like bent forward. That's why I've got so many controllers. I have to keep buying new ones. But
the other stim that I do, and I think this is like a regular thing anyway for like ADHD people, is that restless leg syndrome. It's the bouncy leg.
Yeah, man.
And the funniest one is that when Simon was first born, and I was looking after him, and while Sylvia's working, like, this just sounds, I don't know if that sounds sexist, like both ways, or is it just it was what it was?
It is what it was.
Yeah. I was in charge of my son, who I brought up. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm while I'm doing the thing I should have been doing, I'd be playing FIFA on the PlayStation, and he was in one of those baby bouncers. And if you don't know what one is, just go and look him up. Like, I'm not going to explain it, but essentially he's laying in this thing, and you bounce it by like tapping your foot on the bottom of it, and it rocks him. So I used to sit there. I used to sit there playing FIFA, and my foot would be going up and down, and I'd be bouncing him. And then if I was about to score a goal, I'd bounce him so much and he'd come out. But he's strapped in. He's strapped in. So it's like a roller coaster ride for him. I'm just like ding, 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 ding. And yeah, he used to love it. He'd be laughing his arse off all the way. He'd be like giggling, and it was like I could play video games and bond with my son at the same time. And it was like, this is me looking after my kid bouncing up and down. This is, by the way, a 19-year-old autistic child who was not ready to have kids. But I've done pretty well. But yeah, let's have another break. And then when we come back, we can hit on the nostalgia and the emotional side of video games.
Have you ever felt stuck in patterns that don't serve you? Struggled with stress or wanted to connect more deeply with yourself? Then I have to introduce you to a friend of the podcast, Ashley Bentley of Integrated Coaching, Breathwork and Hypnotherapy. Ashley is a highly experienced clinical hypnotherapist and coach specializing in working with neurodivergent minds. Through a unique blend of integrative coaching, breathwork and hypnotherapy, Ashley helps people rewire subconscious patterns, regulate their nervous systems, and step into more empowered versions of themselves. Whether you're dealing with addiction, anxiety, burnout, or struggles with self-acceptance, Ashley offers practical and science-backed tools tailored just for you. Her unique methods combine neuroscience, storytelling, and subconscious transformation to create real, lasting change. Jordan and I can personally attest to the profound and transformative effects of her sessions, which have been life-changing. She does all of these sessions online, meaning she can work with you no matter where you are in the world. If you're ready to break free from old patterns and start living with more clarity, confidence, and connection, go to bit.ly/AshleyNDE to book a free consultation or learn more.
Welcome back to the Neurodivergent Experience. Today we are being knee deep in video games, and I've got to say I've really enjoyed this conversation. But one of the things that really hits home for me with video games is the nostalgia of it all. Having an eidetic memory, as I know both you and I do, Jordan. There are certain times where I'm playing a game, or I hear music from a game, and I am completely transported back in front of a specific TV. I know what I'm having for lunch. I know what I'm eating. It's like I'm just a time travel with being connected to a game. So what's a video game or an emotional connection of a memory that you have around video games?
I think the times where I can really sort of go back and just make myself really, really happy is probably some of the best times in my life, which is times with my kids and times with Sylvia, where we because when I was a kid, family time was wherever my dad wanted to go, which normally ended up in a massive argument, screaming, shouting, and just me being terrified and scared. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time with my family because I literally was terrified of them. So I was very, very lonely as a kid. So having my own family and being so close and having just so much fun, and the kids wanting to spend time with me wanting to spend time with them, that was hugely important to me. And I think playing Nintendo games, which obviously I grew up with, and that was big part of my childhood, probably one of the only positive things as a kid that I had. But all playing Mario Party or all playing Mario Kart and just sitting around, all four of us with the TV. Because the thing is like my son and I, we would play Halo a lot, and we would play, shooters and things. But like Sylvia didn't really like those games. So like the whole point of playing Nintendo is it is the family console. So having those family games, all playing like a Mario game all together, like the Mario Tennis or whatever it was, having that ability to sort of be a family all in the same room and play games and laugh and have fun together, that for me that's my ultimate memories. And it also seeing my kids, just the two of them, bonding and laughing over playing SpongeBob, the old SpongeBob game where one of them was SpongeBob, one of them was Patrick, and just laughing their asses off at playing that game together. And don't really do that now. Like it's very rare that we're all in the same room playing a game together, because my son's very much online gamer. He's playing FIFA online, or he's playing Call of Duty online, or whatever. He's got his online friends, which are very, very important. Let me just be clear. Online gaming it wasn't for me. It wasn't how I built, it was more of a distraction and more of a hindrance because I had so many responsibilities. But yeah, there is a line that I think my son definitely crossed a lot of times, where he played way too much of it. He got completely lost in it. It nearly cost him, his education, because he wasn't concentrating on what he should have done. But we got through it. And now, he's got a degree in economics, and he's got a full-time job, and, he's got an amazing girlfriend who is upstairs as we speak, playing video games while he's working from home. Like she's playing the new Elden Ring. So they got that to bond over as well. So yeah, it's those bonding moments for me, and just having fun as a family. Those are the moments that I will always remember, and that's why I'm so looking forward to Switch 2, because like there's going to be so many more times like that, because I know that my kid's a little bit fed up with the Switch. It's not particularly great graphics, and it's kind of just done. Like we're just done with the Switch. But then the new Switch 2 comes out. It's got all the new Mario Kart that we're all going to be able to play, and the new Mario Party. And I do believe that with the Switch 2 coming out, it's going to bring those moments back, which that's what really makes me happy. The idea of all four of us being in the same room and all playing a game together. Like I love that.
No, that's awesome, dude. And I think about like some of the nostalgia of video games that I have. Like I remember having like family barbecues, and we'd play Buzz on the PlayStation, which was like a game show, and you had like little controllers where you'd have like 4 buttons to answer questions and the big buzzer on it. I remember like Wii Sports was a huge game that we played as a family.
Oh, dude, so many times playing Wii Sports.
Like one of my favorite memories of my Auntie Helen is when she was playing the Wii boxing, and she'd had a few sherbets, and she nearly fell over our TV because she was getting so close to it. Like it's such a funny memory that I can think of. But like even like playing Mario Kart, I remember like one of the first times that somebody from school asked me to stay around their house on a Saturday night. Like that was a big deal for me as a kid. And I remember going to this kid Joe's house, and he had Diablo 2 on his computer. And I remember just sitting watching him play Diablo 2, but feeling so included and involved, even though I wasn't playing it. Every time I think of Diablo, I think of staying at that guy Joe's house and playing Mario Kart, like, and playing Diablo. And I like remember the whole sort of night every time I kind of see any clips of any Diablo game. And that's just a really nice sort of eidetic memory sort of flashback for me. But yeah, there's so many sort of like nostalgia hits I get from games. Like I hear music from old FIFAs, takes me back in time, dude.
Dude, okay.
Absolutely
so
takes me back in time.
What is your favorite song from all FIFAs? Because I have one.
Right. So, FIFA 2004 was the first one that I played where like everyone at school was playing it and I got good at it. The soundtrack is ridiculous. Like, it's got Kasabian LSF on it. It's got...
Oh, no, I remember that. Kasabian is so good.
Dude, the soundtrack was incredible. And it has that... I've got a little like WhatsApp group of guys that I used to work with at TalkSport, and we still all talk about football, but all ND as well. And like sports is like a special interest. And every month or so, one of us is like, favorite song from FIFA, go. And we're just like blitzing the WhatsApp group of like, oh, these are the songs that we like. The advert for FIFA 2004, I can literally see it in my eyes, like mind's eye now. It's got like Thierry Henry and Alessandro Del Piero and Ronaldinho, and there's like a helicopter flying over a football stadium.
I remember it.
And the spotlight. But the song is a song by Kings of Leon. It goes, "No, you could have been a wonder chasing on from the sky." And like, what? Like, I'm just even thinking about it now, like loading that game up. But it also had like bossa nova tracks in it. And like FIFA Street had an amazing soundtrack to it as well. Like, and then like 2009 had a great soundtrack. That was the one that had Black and Gold on it. And the fish swam out of the ocean.
Yeah, before your tism takes
brilliant,
over.
Bro, brilliant. What do you mean before? Bit late for me.
Yeah, he's gone, ladies and gentlemen. We've lost him. We started talking about music, and it's like
Womp,
if
womp.
we brought up Star Wars, we'd be here all night.
Yeah,
right. So I love you, dear. I love you exactly as you are, but I will put you in your place.
We are doing a video game episode.
Yeah, I will physically drive to Manchester. No, I will physically drive to Merseyside and give you a kiss. No, just to shut you up.
But I know what you mean. Yeah.
Well, mine is song 2 by Blur. Is that woohoo? Woohoo! Whenever I hear that, I am playing the best FIFAs. The before they ruined it by making it overly realistic, where you just pressed past in the general direction and it went to the person you wanted it to, rather than you had to select things and like, oh God, like why ruin it? Like, basically I loved FIFA because it was like an arcade version of football. Like, it wasn't realistic, it was arcade. It was a fucking game, and they were like, let's make it more realistic. My favorite video game track is just all the music in Mario Kart. From like different track to track, you get different like actual, driving tracks. You get different music tracks with each one, and they're specifically created for each level, for each track. And there's just something about it. And also they love to mix in like old school games, like platform games, depending on what you're doing. And it's like, there's like the Zelda track, which is one of my favorite tracks, the Hyrule Mario Kart track. I love that track. It's just such a fun track. And it's just all Zelda themed. And like the music and the sounds are all Zelda themed.
See, the sounds are such a stim for me, dude. Like do, like anything like that.
Oh God, yeah.
They kind of really does it for me.
I was watching the OKC game. This is basketball if anyone's interested. The OKC Thunder game last night. And as OKC are going up the court towards the opposition, there's
amazing.
It's the Bowser Castle music. Dun 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 dun. And it's like it's at that, to me as a video gamer, that is as iconic as the Jaws. As a movie fan.
It's up there.
As a movie fan, or the dun 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 of the fucking Star Wars. The soundtracks of video games are just, for me, as iconic as movies, and TV shows, and it's just great when you hear that and you just go, oh, it's Mario. There's another one where another video, another basketball game where they're doing free throws, and every time someone scores a free throw, it does the coin noise from Sonic. And I'm
nice.
like, that's so cool. Like there's such a difference between the rings in Sonic and the coins in Mario that I could just tell the difference. Like I can just hear something and just know the difference.
Oh man, do you know what is the sound of my childhood? Literally just thinking about it, and you know, we'll probably wrap up the episode here. Do you remember when the GameCube used to warm up? Boom.
Oh, mate, I cannot wait. The Switch 2 has a GameCube emulator. So the Switch 1 has emulator from the NES, the SNES, 64, and I think it's the Mega Drive as well, which is very cool.
Fucking A. That's cool. I didn't know it was going
Sega
that far
mixed
back.
in with the Nintendo. Yeah, they got a Mega Drive in there as well.
That's so cool.
Which was sick. Oh, dude,
I have to admit, you're really selling it to me. Nintendo, sponsor us because we're doing all your work for you.
Yeah, but that was all on the Switch. Switch 2 has got all of that, upscaled, by the way. And now it's got the GameCube added to it, which obviously won't be on the Switch because, Switch 2. But this was the coolest thing. So I get to play GameCube games like Mario Sunshine and the Wind Waker, is it? The Zelda one.
That was the one where he turned into a wolf or something, wasn't it?
Oh, it's cute as fuck, man. I love that shit. And I get to play all those games, and I bought the special edition Switch. I bought the special edition GameCube controller, the purple one. It's like
Sick.
wireless. It comes with the Switch 2. Like it was a special edition. You can only get them if you're a Nintendo member. And I was like, hell yeah. So I'll be playing like GameCube games on a brand new wireless top of the notch GameCube controller. And I'm just going to be living in my freaking past, mate. Because the GameCube, we got the purple GameCube, was the first ever console that I bought for me and Sylvia to play together.
Oh,
so
nice.
I had a
Real
PlayStation.
Full circle, sort of.
I got a PlayStation 2. I got the original Xbox with Combat Evolved, Halo, which we haven't even got on to like favorite games. So maybe we could just carry on talking. Who knows? But yeah, like that, like Halo is like my favorite game other than Mario Kart. But like as far as like story game, it's Halo. Halo is definitely, and then Gears of War, then BioShock. All first-person shooters or third-person shooters, but and then like Last of Us, and then like this is like story. Not these are the best stories, but these are my favorite games of the story. And then cut all this bit out, and then Uncharted. That's my top 5. That's my top 5. I mean, like, dude, there's so many. I just love playing. But yeah, I mean, I do have a Halo helmet and I have a Halo sword, and I got all the Halo like pop characters.
I'm
and
very
stuff.
tempted to get a Helldiver's helmet because you can get them, and you can get them in like your clan colours and stuff with your icons. Like you can order them. I'm very tempted to get one. There's a streamer that I watch religiously who's got one. And I'm getting a bit of FOMO. So after you getting a Halo helmet, I'm a little bit like, no, I'm allowed one now.
Yeah, but what you should be getting is a Switch 2, because if you don't get one, I will cry, because none of my freaking friends are getting a Switch 2, and I'm seriously upset about it. And not even my son is getting one, because like there's no games on it that he would play by himself. Because obviously he can just come downstairs and we'll just play Mario Kart together. And, we are going to be doing that. I'm very excited about it. But like I've got lots of friends and I would love but like, would anyone even play Mario Kart with me?
So this is the thing, dude. Is that I think I would probably maybe wait until the price dropped just slightly, maybe for me, because it's
Dude,
an
it's
expensive
not
thing for me.
it's
Maybe
not.
that I might not use it as much as I would like.
Expensive. Oh, okay, well that's fair enough because expensive is subjective.
Yeah, it's relative,
right?
isn't it?
It's relative. It depends on how much money you have, two, how long you've been saving. Me, I've been saving since I heard it was coming out, which was 7 months ago. I've been putting money aside for it. And then also, is it worth it? Because it's like, I'll go, oh, you know, I want that, or I want that, or I want that. And I go, well, is it worth that much money? And I think the Switch 2, with it being so portable, with it having 4K, 60 frames a second capabilities on your TV, and like it's insane. It's just so good. And for 430 quid, it comes with Mario Kart World as well, which in itself is, you could just have that game for ages. But not to mention the fact that it's going to come with all the emulators. So you can, you know, you pay like £30 a year, £40 a year, and you get access to all the back catalogue of all these old Nintendo games.
Yeah, because I talked to Karis about it the other night, and she was like, but what about the games that I've got on the Switch? Because like she plays Dreamlight Valley on it, and dude, she's got so many hours in it, and she's afraid of losing her save.
No, you everything transfers. Everything transfers over. It's seamless. You can even get rid of your Switch now. And obviously people are listening and they're going, yeah, but it's out now. But a week before, welcome to the
best
past,
time to
everyone.
start is always yesterday, folks. Sorry.
So yeah, there's no point in me giving this advice because it's already out. But you, Scotty, my brother, you can upload your Switch and everything you got on your Switch to a server, and then trade your Switch in now, and then everything on that server you'll be able to download it onto your Switch too. Me, I don't trust that. It sounds a bit fraudulent. I'll just disappear. Plus, I got the Switch OLED, so weirdly, I'm just going to keep it. I don't know. I think I'm just going to give it to someone that you know doesn't have a lot. I know that I've got quite a few friends with kids, and they're not, you know, they're not financially secure like we are. So I might just give them the Switch. You know,
that was my intention of if I do buy a Switch, the Switch that I've got, I was probably going to give to maybe Karis's niece and nephew, or maybe my little cousin.
Yeah, man.
Just pass it on, and because at the end of the day, for what I bought it for, like 6 years ago when I bought mine, 7 years ago, it's had its money's worth. I feel like I'm a bit cheating really if like I buy something and then trade it in, and somebody else could have it. So because I did that with like my PlayStation 4, I got a gaming PC, and rather than trade it in, I just rang my auntie and went, "Does your son want it?" and just gave it to him with like loads of games.
Yeah, I gave my PlayStation 4 Pro to Chris because he just, you know, he's a student, he can't afford shit, and like he really, consoles are so expensive. And like he can't afford it, and so I was like, you know, I've just bought a PlayStation 5, got a PlayStation 4 Pro, and like what they give you now for a trade-in is insulting.
Yeah, it is. It's a joke.
CEX are an absolute fucking bunch of bastards running that shit. It's like, yeah, here's 20p for your freaking 30 quid game that you bought last week. And then they'll sell it for 25.
Oh, dude, the amount of vintage games you go into CEX now, and like PlayStation 2 games, some of them are like 80, 90 quid on the shelf.
Yeah, it's just like they're honestly, they're freaking vultures, man, because like most video games stores have closed.
Oh, I hate the whole scalping, just everything about it. It absolutely does my head in. So if you're listening to this, give your stuff to people, move it along, pass it along, create community through gaming. And I also want to know, are you going to buy a Switch too? And if you are, well, give us your gamer tag and join.
Oh yeah, if you did buy a Switch too, please go on my Facebook page because I'll be doing a post on that day and I'll be like, does anyone play with me? I'm lonely.
Yeah, why not?
So
Maybe we'll set
I would love
Neurodivergent Experience tournament up or something. That'd be fun.
I would love to do that. I would love to build a community around the Switch 2 and when we finally do start up our, what was it? I can't remember what it's called now.
Yeah, well, we're looking at like doing a little blogs sort of thing, aren't we? Where we put posts up and share game tags and like when we're playing games together and stream. It's Substack, isn't it?
Yeah. When we start our Substack, we'll finally get around to it.
But yeah, when life lightens up a little bit. Yeah.
Do a little Switch 2 community, play some games because those are the sort of games that I will play online because they're just more fun and lighthearted and not so serious. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for listening. And we will see you tomorrow for the hot topic.
Yes, and it's going to be an interesting one. And look forward to bringing it to you. So tune in till then. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Goomba!
Goomba! Thanks for tuning in to the Neurodivergent Experience. We hope today's episode sparked something for you, whether it's a new idea, a bit of validation, or just a moment of connection. Remember, new episodes are every week, so be sure to join us for the next one for more conversations and insights into the neurodivergent experience. If you've enjoyed this podcast, help us grow. You can do that by rating and reviewing this show. Your support makes a huge difference in helping us reach more people who could benefit from these conversations. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just search for the Neurodivergent Experience. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, take care of yourself. You're not alone in this journey.